I feel like, honestly, I feel like for the most part it was a great championship game. We didn't start off the greatest. We had some guys in foul trouble. Had to go deeper into my bench in the first quarter than I've ever had to do in all other 31 games or 32 games. Some guys came in, did what they're supposed to do. Some guys didn't. But you know, it is what it is when it comes to that. We stayed together throughout the storm. Was able to get some of our guys back in the second quarter. We made a little bit of run, and I knew that in the third quarter that we were actually really going to take over the game. Once we got settled down some, we started executing, and then like I said, in that third quarter, man, like every time we have a close game where it's close in the first half, we typically go on 10-0 run, 12-0 run, you know, something to that favor. One time we went on a 23-8 run. You know, they do a great job of coming out of halftime and really sticking it to them. And it also goes to show that we can play half court and we can dial it up and really get after it defensively. Also in the third quarter, we started doing offense-defense with Marcus Rouse and David King, which I felt like was great for us because we could keep because David couldn't really guard some of those guys, but we could keep the pressure on with Marcus in the game. And I felt like, to me, that was like the biggest difference in that third quarter. We came out in the third quarter, hit 2 back-to-back threes, but I was mad that this guy gave up a backdoor, and then somebody else gave up a backdoor. But all in all, man, we went on a nice run in the third quarter. We finished off weight, and I'm happy for this guy to the right of me. We've been at it since sixth grade, like this, for real, since 6th grade, and I'm happy for him, and I'm definitely happy for this guy. This guy's arrived. Greg Jones is going to be a hell of a basketball player when it's all said and done. I'm really, really happy and ecstatic that we got the job done. It's been, they were saying, 52 years since we've been able to win a championship, and you know, our leader got it done for us. And I told him in the fall, I said, if you lead us to a championship, I was putting this dude in the Hall of Fame. And I don't know when it's going to happen, and I hope it happens within the next week. I really do, because I want to put that dude in the Hall of Fame right now. He's a great damn basketball player, great athlete, and you know, he deserves it.
Questions? Coach, with it being a long season and going through the practices, how do you guys stay focused throughout the whole year? What, did you do anything different? You stick with the same routine? What did you do to keep the team focused?
We typically didn't do anything different. Like, they wanted this, so we would have moments where practice wasn't good, but for the most part, they come in practice because they want to win. We always did a good job of mixing it up where we're getting after it defensively. We do a lot of transition things too, so like it makes it fun for them because they get up and down. They gotta play hard because I'm gonna be at their necks. So if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, it's gonna be a tough practice. And we didn't have too many bad practices throughout the year. Just a couple when we got complacent, they got a little bit too cocky, and then we almost got humbled a couple times. And then after those couple of games where we got humbled, they come at practice locked and loaded. And so it was a little bit of reminders throughout the year that like anybody could beat us, and they wanted this. Like they wanted this as much as I wanted it. Everybody came back, everybody was focused, and yeah. So I feel like because they wanted it just as bad as me, we didn't have those issues.
Just a follow-up question. At what point in time during the season did you feel that your team started peaking?
John Marshall. Yeah, John Marshall. The John Marshall game is when I felt like, damn, we're the best team in the state. That's when I really felt like it. And going into the game, I didn't think that was the case. I thought that, we had pieces, we had guys that could hoop, but I thought that, based off what everybody was telling me, that John Marshall was the best team, they're this, they're that, they got 6 D1 basketball players. We have none right now. He has an offer too, he has 2 offers, but right now, I felt like that John Marshall game, the way that we competed, the way that we played that basketball game, it was an amazing basketball game. Defensively, offensively, the way this guy led, the way Ashton Pratt was knocking down shots for us. David King scored 17-something points, or over 6'9s and 6'8s. Like, yeah, that game was, to me, was when we really knew that we were the ones.
For Braylon and Greg, was this game hard? Because I know early on it was a struggle, but it felt like in the second half things kind of came easy to you guys. Was it hard or was it easy, and how do you describe it?
I think at first it was hard because, we're playing on a big stage, VCU, the crowd, it's a big crowd, we're not really used to it. And then, you saw we struggled a little bit in the first half. So we had to really get used to the court, and the court size too, the court's a lot bigger. And so, we had to get used to it. There were some stretches where we just let them get wide open threes, and then just drive right by us. But after, the first half and, that third quarter, we always step up. We made those halftime adjustments. I feel like, the game started to get easier for us, and we started to really come along.
I feel like, at the beginning of the game, we definitely didn't play our usual play of basketball. I mean, the Battlefield, to credit to them, they did a really good job with honing in on what we do and containing us and keeping us out the paint early on in the game. And we weren't hitting shots, so I mean, that doesn't really help us. But I think we just needed a little bit more movement, and as the game went on, we got that through the second and third quarter, getting into ball screens and a little bit more, driving kick actions. We'll still take the open shots, but we got some to fall down in the second half, and I feel like that opened up the floor for us, and it got guys to be able to attack. Ashton was struggling a little bit, but I feel like, David and Marcus definitely helped picking it up off the bench with defense and offense, and I feel like us staying together throughout the second half, we always do a really good job of that, and we keep our composure, and I feel like that really made the game, the third quarter right there.
Yeah, that was our main thing, just staying together throughout the whole game, not letting somebody, get down and get in their head and just be off alone. That was our main thing, make sure all of us are on the same page.
How do you guys explain the third quarter thing? Because you do put teams away in the third quarter a lot. Like, what is that? Just is it halftime speeches? Is it?
I would like to think that it's halftime speeches. Sometimes it is halftime speeches, but other times it's just them locking in. And then also,
Turn up the pressure.
yeah, we turn up the pressure a little bit more in the third quarter. Then we'll play man to man, like full court, but it's not like real pressure. We just do it just to make the dudes uncomfortable. And once we get to see their tendencies and where they like to go on offense, we try to take all of that stuff away. And our guys do a great job of even recognizing that themselves. So to me, that's what it is. We're really a defense first team. Everything is predicated on us getting stops. I call it stops and buckets. That's our motto, and that's what we do.
Yeah, Coach, how much did it help your team's mental stamina to go through an undefeated season and to have close calls and to come out ahead every time? I mean, is it just to build that inner fortitude? Could you speak to that?
Yeah, man, we have a seasoned team, and they've been through the wars before, so they understand. And I had to keep saying about Braylon. Like, Braylon keeps them all together. Like, he's done a hell of a job of keeping our team together this year, more so than he did his freshman and sophomore years. And it's a lot credited to him. We're like a player-led team. Like when the coaches are talking, he's talking, Greg's talking, Ashton's talking. They're all talking and communicating with each other before I even come and give them the directions. But we're very mentally, like the mental toughness. I always speak to that too, about being mentally tough and closing out basketball games. So, it's just me emphasizing it and then them going out there and doing it.
For the players, talking to you guys earlier in the season, I think both of you specifically talked about the Hayfield community and what this run and this team has meant to the Hayfield community. What was it like for you to be out there today, see that student section, to celebrate with them? Because it seems like that's important to this group.
It's just amazing because in the crowd I could see my mom, and then she has her friends from work, and then those friends from work, they tell their friends, or I see my friends in school, see all the little kids coming out from the elementary school. So the way this has brought our whole communities together after COVID and having them, they couldn't come to our games last year, so they didn't really see us at all. And having that bring all of us together, I think it was a really good thing, and I loved having everyone here. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's really big for the community. I mean, I had a guy that played in the 60s that was at Hayfield and, you know, told me that, hey, I'm coming to watch the state game. And I was like, okay. And, you know, I never got to see you play, but I'm glad that you're still following Hayfield. And I feel like it's just big for the community and everybody who came out. They enjoyed themselves. You see, pretty much our whole school came out. You know, the fans that came, 4 buses to take spirit buses for kids to get on the bus and stuff to come down here. But, you know, the community really showed out throughout the whole playoffs and throughout the whole season, and that was really big for us. It boosted us, boosted our morale. You know, we were excited to get in front of them and play, and I think that was really big for us, playing in front of them and, you know, feeding off of their energy.
And just to pick, I feel like we play a great brand of basketball, and people want to come out and watch it. You know, we started off the season playing versus a Bishop Ireland team, and when I tell you that we took their fans and they turned into our fans by the end of the day, which was amazing. And it happened a lot throughout the year. It just so happened that the last 3 weeks we've been playing at home. You know, I guess that's a VHSL thing, but you know, I'm not going to complain about playing at home anytime at all. We love it, and our crowds have been, they were growing and growing and growing and growing. And you know, when you have a great brand of basketball and you got great basketball players, people want to see it. It's a show.
Anything else? Great, thanks guys.